through?
No, trespassing.
Oh shit, I forgot my stuff.
What if my son's staying here with a friend?
That's probably what you should have told me first. So.
Well, he doesn't live here though.
You got ID?
No, I don't.
Sorry, buddy, I ain't got no idea.
I didn't know you weren't allowed to cut through here and get to 9th Avenue.
Yeah, there's a sign posted. Walked right past it.
That's considered trespassing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's actually legally trespassing now that I've warned you. That's why it's extra ID.
Okay.
So I can officially trespass you.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I got to call the cops, detain you guys. They come and they just give me a little card. I'm sorry?
Who gonna detain who?
I'm saying if you don't have ID, then I've got to call the cops so they can come do it.
Oh.
If you had an ID, I just take a picture. I say you trespassed. That way, if I catch you again, then that's when you get
I got an
arrested.
expired paper one, but I don't have like.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have the new plastic one.
Well, let's just do this, okay? How about we just go this way? Your exit right there.
Okay.
I'll just walk you out.
Is that gate open?
Yeah, you can walk right out. We're pretty strict here, you know. I know you guys are passing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's turning into a bad part of town.
Well, I got to crack down for guard.
I know you have a job to do. This is the first time you ever seen me. I was I want to
Yeah, and legally it's trespassing if you come back.
Yeah.
Catch you the first time, which is our first time, right now. And so that's why I just want ID that way I take the picture. Because I'm not the only one that works here.
We go straight to
Yeah, see, look.
Yeah, so, hey, so,
Well,
so you're technically a resident and you see mail somewhere?
if you're not on the lease, you don't have the legal protection, okay? You can still
like
get mail, you know, if people who are on the lease allow you to. But as far as like, if you get caught or something else happens.
So like this kind of situation, it's bogus basically?
Because like what would happen, like let's say you were saying I'm a resident here, you know, I have a document and I go
and for all
to
I know,
the
I got a
office,
big girl, you know, I got a big
they're like,
3
wait a
months ago.
second, they're not a resident. So now you get the real resident in trouble, and they could get an eviction notice.
Oh, jeez.
You know, because it's a policy violation. So
right.
usually,
for unauthorized tenants or something like that.
Yeah, the first time it's not, unless they're trying to get rid of the people already. You know, because you know how it is. If you don't like someone, you do what you can to, you know, to get them out. But if you know, assuming they've never heard of the person and they've had any problems, they're like, hey, this person got people living with them unauthorized.
Safeway.
Because what happens is, you know, every time you apply for a place like this, all the adults, they got to put a deposit, like not a deposit, but they got to pay like, usually like $35 for a background check.
Right.
And so it's like if one person does that, and there's like 4 adults living there, they kind of beat that system. You know what I mean? Or like with pets too, like there's a pet deposit, you know. So that's why they do that. You know, as far as like being criminal, with the police get involved, no. It's just a civil thing where
yeah, I heard that once. I was like, they're like, yeah, it's per the Arizona Landlord-Tenant Act. I was like,
yeah, but see, that's the deal. So if
you're
on the lease,
I don't think that's true.
If you're on the lease, you got legal protection.
Right.
So like, let's say you don't pay your rent, and so they've got to give you a notice. So you can you know, legally you could probably stretch it out two 3 months. Because the first month you don't pay, they got to notify you all this other stuff.
Right.
And the second month you don't pay, then they take you to court.
Right.
And so, you know, you can basically go 2 months for free after you've moved in. Now, if you're not even on the lease, you don't have that legal protection to go to court. They just call the sheriffs immediately, and you're basically a squatter, a trespasser.
Right.
Now, if one person's on the lease, but other people are not, then that's where it gets tricky. And they'll take the person who is to court, and then it becomes an awkward thing between you and your friend, and
civil action and all that other
they're in trouble. They got to go to court for you, and there's no guarantee that they'll make you go to court to like defend them, and then it's just
and then you get breach a lease for unauthorized tenants, and then your lease is null and void anyways because of that. So
and then that goes on not your criminal record, but it goes on your credit report,
like your rental history.
And so when you try to go to the next place, they're going to see that. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a criminal record where they'll be like, no, we're not gonna rent to that person, or now you got to get someone else to put it in their name,
Right.
and then now you're living in limbo again, and it's just
a whole mess.
yeah. A lot of people kind of they just get stuck in those situations, and then but it's tough.
Yeah.
Because then if you got to like let's say you're living, a lot of times it's the men. The women come in to get Section 8, and then so the men, the baby's daddies live unofficially, and so now they get in a fight. The woman wants the guy out, right?
Right.
She calls the cops. Cops show up. She's got the paperwork in only her name. Homeboy's screwed. He's got to go because she's the only one on the lease.
Right.
And she says, I don't want him here. Now he's out, basically homeless, because he's been living here officially in his mind, but not legally.
And then they kiss and make up the next day, and then she's screwed, loses her place.
Yeah, but now if they're both on the lease legally, she can't just put him out. The cops come now. The cop has to decide, who goes, who stays.
Right.
Usually they still make the man go, but they can't legally make him, unless there's like some kind of abuse or whatever.
Yeah.
And at that point they usually take him to jail. But if you're not on the lease and you're living with somebody, even though you're getting mail, legally it doesn't matter.